Hariom. Let's look for the next aspects, the conscious breathing here. We're diving into our deeper pranayama science. Breathing is a unique vital process which normally functions unconsciously, but one also has the ability to breathe consciously. So we talked about this so many times. We do all breathe, but the how and why and what it gives to us depends how conscious you are. Other consciousness processes such as heartbeat, body temperature, and metabolic activity cannot be controlled by the average person. They could be controlled by practitioners of yoga. Unconscious breathing is controlled by the medulla oblongata in the brainstem, a region known as the primitive brain, while conscious breathing comes from the more evolved area of the brain in the cerebral cortex. In fact, conscious breathing engages the cerebral cortex and stimulates the more evolved areas of the brain. So straight away in this paragraph we can see how on the anatomy of our brain we can, through pranayama, through conscious breathing, activate this whole brain, like waking up. Yeah? When we talk about chakras, in particular one in the head, around the Ajna chakra, it's our pineal gland, and I talk about this in my course. Very interesting information there for you. You will understand how all this brain activation happens, how the chakras works, where they're in the brain, how they're through the body, and are they in the body? Some people say everything only in the brain, and that it's all just illusion, that we feel something within the body, and we talked about this a lot. Regular practice of pranayama over a period of time reinforces cortical control of the brain, a process called telencephalization, where one shifts from unconscious to conscious breathing with profound effect on one's wellness. And this is what I always say, we never in normal life experience conscious breathing throughout. Sometimes we're kind of aware, I'm breathing in, breathing out, but it's very random things for a regular person. And I met people sometimes who actually never even aware of it. And the moment I tell them bring awareness to your breath in some particular situation, they become so lost they even lose the breath, and then they're afraid they cannot breathe in back. Do you know what I mean? And that's very indication that we should practice consciously the breathing. People who practice some kind of sports involving intensive breathing or singing, something else, they are quite good with controlling that, so they can hold the breath and so on. But many people on this planet not even aware of it, or they used to and they lost it with life. And this comes from the too over busyness in the mind. And in yoga we coming back to that, and that's when people start feeling happy about themselves, because they're coming back to that state when they were children. They were exploring. I can see children, small, 2, 3, 4, they're exploring this. I can hold my breath, or I'm breathing in, breathing out, and we should be like that now too when we're older. And that's when well-being is coming. During conscious control of the breath, the cerebral cortex bypasses the respiratory center in the brainstem. Impulses from the cortex also affect a joint area of the brain concerned with emotions. The involvement of the cerebral cortex in conscious breathing causes the cortex to develop and allows the individual to enter high stages of the evolutionary cycle. So here we involved in our emotions, in wherever there's everything, actually they're located around the brain. And as we say in the previous talk, that how we kind of skipping evolving evolution within this existence, you can do it very fast. And I heard this very, very proximate, like from the scriptures, people estimated that when you practice in asanas on the mat, 10 hours of something of this practice will be equal, it's very rough, I don't know particular numbers, but something like 10 times. So 10 hours of your practices will be 10 minutes of your pranayama, equal for the evolutionary. 10 hours of your pranayama practice will be equal 10 minutes of deep state meditation, and so on. So you can see how time it takes to get there. And the pranayama will be one very fast way. Conscious breathing begins with the awareness, I am breathing in, I am breathing out. And it's a very simple way. You can just start your practices with this, 10 minutes a day. I am breathing in, I am breathing out, when you're breathing out. And there'll be just enough, as I say, to straight away speed up your evolution process and just feeling better and happier already. The awareness and an aspect of consciousness and the breath is a vehicle of prana. We have prana, we have our breathing. When we united the two, so the moment I'm aware of my breathing, my prana, or this air you can say, or the prana, we talked about this energy, so it's all tied up together. Kind of like with your vision, like, or the reflection of the sun in the mirror, where you directed it, that's where it's going to go, it's going to light up, or warm up that area, or light up that area. It's exactly the same happens. So when I have my breath and I tied it to my awareness, I'm like this mirror sunlight. I can direct it in particular areas, and there will feel warmer or lighter. That area will be lightened up, like a torch maybe as well. So that's what we're doing there. The awareness and aspects of consciousness and the breath is a vehicle of prana. Thus, in this way, prana and consciousness move together. Awareness of the breath implies that one is simultaneously aware of the consciousness. Yes, so we don't have to be like super sophisticated and I'm aware of my consciousness and the universe and the planet spinning straight away. But the moment when I'm just aware of my breath, I'm already tapping into this higher states of awarenesses. By the practice of conscious breathing, the witness aspect develops and the expansion of consciousness begins. So that's why majority yoga practice is quite simple. Come to my class. I'm just asking you to be aware of your breathing, breathe out, be aware of parts of the body, this kind of stuff. But by doing this, I'm straight away opening you the new door into the full consciousness of your higher self, of the universe, of the higher state of our being on this planet, or Shiva, or you can call it whatever, or the main Brahman, main existence. Just do it very simply through awareness of your breath. Conscious breathing has a calming effect on the mind, and that's true, we all experience that. Even simple breath awareness, without exerting any control over the natural pattern of the breath, will induce a regular and relaxing rhythm of breathing. This is an effective method of quieting a tense mind. The more complex breathing techniques of pranayama influence the brain even more deeply. There is no system like pranayama that has such an immediate influence on the nervous system, brain, and your mind. Just remember that next time you start controlling or watching your breath, it's the highest state of how you can evolve with your consciousness and the physical body. So it's united both. That's what we're doing in yoga class. And in the very first lecture, I'm telling you what the difference between yoga practice and going to the dream. Yes, you are asked to particularly breathe in the dream, and it's more kind of biochemically related to the muscles, as I understand. I don't think the teacher in the dream, whatever exercises you're practicing, direct you to your breath in understanding that you are tapping to your conscience, but you will anyway the moment you start watching your breath. So that's why this type of exercises are very good. We feel so good and relieved after. Sometimes people just feel very narrow-minded, quiet in the mind. If you come to yoga class, you will more holistically get into the deeper states. And let's have a look for the first step of your breath control. The first step in pranayama is to tune into the rhythm of the breath. Tune into the rhythm of the breath. How can I describe that? It's something like you're just watching your breath and you understand how it flows. Sometimes we have this natural, spontaneous hold of the breath. So I'm inhale, it's kind of quiet, and then I'm exhale, and then some kind of pose. It's very natural ones. And the moment people start watching the breath, they're straight away aware of those, and you get a little bit or nervous about them, or just watching them, or they get longer. And every time I'm in a class and I say, watch your natural breath, I can see people straight away start breathing deeper or calmer, so start changing your breathing. So that's very actually hard in reality to just watching whatever it's naturally is flowing. So just step back and watch yourself doing something or breathing. Yeah? Smooth, slow rhythm usually indicates a relaxed state of the body and the mind. Yeah? Irregular respiration usually means, as a wrong page, tension. In anxiety, the breath is shallow and rapid. In anger, short and forceful. In grief, arithmetic and gasping. In depression, sighing. Irregular breathing is also associated with nervous and disturbed mental states. It has been observed that exhalation is uneven and incomplete in certain types of neuroses. On the other hand, slow rhythmic breathing creates feeling of relaxation, alpha brain waves and reduces muscle tension. Not much to say about that, and you can talk to the person, and by feeling or just hearing the breathing they have, you can understand where they are on this spectrum of emotions, fears, depression, or relaxation. And it's the different way how this person will perceive what you're talking about, perceive the world, and express themselves. So not often people, as they are throughout their life, it could be at this particular moment person experience something very unsettling, and we're trying to talk to them and they react in a particular way, and it's mean maybe we should talk to this person when they're a little bit calmer, in a calmer state of mind. And often as well, we can exchange this. So if I'll talk to somebody who's very excited and anxiety or something like that, or anger, it will very easy transfer to you too, because we actually easy replicate each other's breaths, and we telecommunicate our emotions and desires and fears, this kind of sensory states, emotion states, and it's very easy to fall into this unexplained constant anxiety or fear or depression. It will be just something that coming out from you, from somebody else, or the environment you're in, and you have to register that. You have to register that right now I experience something which is not who I am or what I am or what actually I am in this part of my life, and what should I do about this or not. The rhythm of the breath relate to the brain rhythms, heartbeat, muscle tension, mental and emotional rhythms, hormonal and enzymatic rhythms, sleep and wakefulness, all with varying frequencies and intensities. The rhythm also take place with the external rhythms of day and night, seasons, years, and planetary influences. Whatever's happening with the moon, very affecting us. If you're very tuned to the moon, you will no particular, there'll be around the full moon. I have this type of situation and emotions, and when it's a new moon, you feel differently. Just keeping an eye on the sky and how you feel. Pranayama leads to the awareness of the rhythmic force within the body and the mind. When one becomes aware of the body's vital cycles, they begin to work more optimally. At the same time, the mind can be trained to control these forces, thereby opening up areas of consciousness which are beyond the normal awareness and control. The brain is like many people say, it is our muscle, and we can train it. That's what we're doing in our practices. We have a lot of practices for cleansing the mind, Annamaya, or watching what's happening in the mind, but we're not involved. So we do with Chitta watching, or again Annamaya or particular meditations. Same like we do with practicing our body, train to go into the back bend or forward fold. Same we do with the mind and the conscience. Just a little bit different, subtle level. From here you can see that rhythms in the body, there's a lot of rhythms, and sometimes they put on to each other, create resonance or so on, and everything involved and interconnected. That's why yoga, its original translation of this word is unity, and we mean as a yogi is unity of your self-conscious with the universal conscious. That's what everybody trying to be. But you can apply to everything, unity of everything within me, the balanced. Union of me and my surroundings and where I am. Unity of me and my understanding of the world. Because often we have one expectations and one reality. And then when they differ, for some reason, we have different expectations put on us, or because we've been thinking this is the way to live this life, we have this dissonance and imbalance, and we going from one polarity to the other, and we end up to being unhappy. Even so, sometimes we're overexcited and over happy, and we all know when this happens, there's always will be the time when we don't have this happiness anymore, and we feel something wrong, which is not. Maybe this is the normal in your normal state, when this super happiness or loving situation is a little bit extreme, unusual, and you expect everything be in that level, but in reality it's in the present where you are much happy. And that's where people all have this neurosis, disease, depressions. They're coming from these differences between that. And I experienced this as well a lot when you feel loving it, present, and totally calm. And at the same time, you see surroundings, and they don't. It's like looking in a mirror; they're all upside down. Or when people tell you something, oh, we loving, we for everybody interest, and but what they mean, what they're doing, it's not what they're saying. And unfortunately, today, a lot of this are absolutely like that. So, the world, when somebody in the room and telling you this color is black when it's actually white, and you've been told that, and you've been shamed if you say otherwise, you've been cancelled, you've been punished, or anything like that. And many people start living, agreeing with the majority, supposing majority, that this is the black color when it's in reality it's the white, and they live with this unhappy, and they start having disease developing. And majority of disease, especially depressions, cancers, these kind of things, they come from that, from dissonance between your inner world, your desires, true desires, understanding of the world how should work, and the way we act to survive in this world, because that's how community pressurize us to survive. Unfortunately, we should consider it as our lessons, so we do have to do this to evolve. So sometimes we've been pushed to evolve faster. So start practicing your conscious breathing, pranayama, and it will start changing faster around you. So the surroundings was kind of clean around you, at least to start with. So you will not live with this dissonance anymore. You don't have to survive through that. Or you will understand, this is not what I want. I don't want to succeed in this world. I will find a community or places where I don't have to lie to myself. These kind of things. Just think about it. Hariom.